You want to tell you a story about Coca-Cola?
Sure.
Coca-Cola was rationed and the ships coming out of Cuba hauling sugar were being torpedoed by the Germans.
Wow.
And so you had time to get enough sugar. And my uncle was named Doris Austin. They sent Coca-Cola, sent him to Baltimore, Maryland, to rent every warehouse he could up there and stock sugar. They started feeding it happened. You what's going to happen. And they stored sugar up. And Coca-Cola, you're lucky to get one case of a nickel a piece back those days. One case a week, if you're lucky to get one case a week to sell. Well, we had a Baptist preacher's wife here in town was quit to make on a man. She was Whitley. I ain't never forget her. she put the make on my dad to try to get a Coca-Cola. Come on. We had hid out in the ice house behind the ice where we had them hid. My dad just sent me out there to get her a Coca-Cola. Because I was dating one of her daughters right along. Coca-Cola was hard to come by. And that was another reason. And Mr. J.B. Hudson, James, had the greatest father-in-law in the world, Mr. J.B. And of course, gasoline was rationed, by all means. And 5 gallons of gas at that time was selling for 90 cents for 5 gallons of gas. But you had to have a stamp. Mr. Buck Lee, who was 6 miles down the road at a gas station, Mr. Buck Lee, he had a connection with somebody. He's buying those stamps up. And you go into Mr. Buck Lee, you buy a gallon of gas, you had to pay 50 cents for a bootleg. If you didn't have a stamp. And we bought some stamps off of him to sell, to have our people that got to jail, which that's the same price he did. It's a gallon.
So, did y'all have a doctor here in town, or more than
Dr.
one?
Tribble.
Dr. Tribble?
Tribble.
Yeah. Well, Dr. Culpepper, before I was born.
It just reminded me.
At the
that-
Culpepper house, you know,
Uh-huh.
that was Dr. Culpepper.
Oh, okay.
His name was Wilma Culpepper.
Suzanne's house.
Oh, that's, yeah, that's what
Wilma
Dr. Culpepper.
Culpepper.
But,
And the house was built by the Eddie too.
Yeah.
So they didn't have, they weren't rationed, were they, the doctors? Was there anybody else?
oh,
What you say
it
about
was just
that?
Dr.
Doctors.
Tribble. during-
Were they,
He
did
was
they?
in the service in World War I.
Was it?
It was World War
When
I.
Dr. Tribble first arrived in Senoia, he and Dr. Culpepper was an old man when Dr. Tribble first arrived in Senoia. And about that time I was born. And Dr. Tribble used to give my head and feel of it, see if I had the sense at all. He had to pull me out with a pair of forceps. I didn't want to come in this world. A pair of forceps, you know, scared the hell out of him. And Miss Rachel Whittinger was there also. She was a nurse.
Right.
Dr. Culpepper, Miss Rachel Whittington, and Dr. Tribble. Now, Dr. Tribble loved his whiskey. He and I both belonged to the Ellis Club in Lynn, Georgia. And Doc belonged to dance, and Dr. Tribble belonged to get his pint of liquor ring at Senoia. And he was a great old man, I'll tell you. He and I were buddies from way back. And he was in World War II and got,
World War I.
huh?
He was in World War I.
He was in World War II.
Was it two?
Yeah, because he might have been he was in World War II because they promoted him up until the position that was beyond his ability. They promoted him up because he was not a surgeon or something like that. Anyway, he was able to make enough money. I'll tell you what, he made enough money in the Army, got enough check back that he bought there was a Cadillac, 2-door coupe Cadillac he bought. I remember seeing that Cadillac. And people only paid him $3 or $4 when he went to visit him. And if you go in his office up there, and he left the door wide open, but it's the sidewalk. And you go in there and you want to give you a shot of penicillin in your butt. He said, you bend over look at him, but drop your drawer, son. You be bent over and shoot your penicillin in your back, you'll be seen the sidewalk out here. But my wife went up there when she came to Senoia, Georgia, had to have a physical for teachers had to have a physical. So she had a plaid skirt on that day. We went on that Dr. Tribble had 2 or 3 good drinks and false teeth were popping. Yeah. And he took his boot put them in her lap, up in her skirt. I said, sit tight, baby, sit tight. She's scared the hell, she don't want to jump or run, you know what I mean? But he feeling pretty good that day, you know what I mean?
Yeah, though,
People, in the summertime, his front porch was filled with vegetables. Corn.
people,
So one time it's filled with meat. One time brought meat to them. People couldn't pay for them. Just when they come treat them, they paid for oil to what they had to pay them with later at different times. So that's where they paid him.
well, when you weren't on the sidewalk looking in the doctor's office, what y'all do on, when you weren't basketball and at the movies and
Riding bicycle.
riding bicycles?
Riding bicycle.
Playing in the woods, you know, building forts, walking down the railroad, skating on Highway 16 on the overhead bridge. We had one person at each end.
I mean, it's a good road.
car might
Yeah,
go
well,
by
that was
every
about the smoothest
30
you had.
minutes. Cars would come by about every 30 minutes or so.
Yeah, you didn't have to worry about cars.
So you positioned to work for 2 dollars.
And we knew when the trains came, but it was just fascinating to, you know, play on the railroad tracks.
But over here at Bridge Street, we'd sit up under there, you know, and let the trains come by, and that was exciting to see the freight trains going by, and we sitting there 15 feet away from it, you know. That was a big thrill.
Yeah.
I guess.
And, let's see, what else?
Okay.
Well, I'll tell you one of mine, we went down, down the track there to the culvert, you know, and there was a creek under there, and it was clear all in through there. And several of us boys went down there swimming, and I couldn't swim, so I was just playing around in the water on this side, and the other guys swam on up to the other side, you know, and was on the little sandbar there. Well, I stepped off in a little hole, and I was bobbing up and down, you know, and they realized that, hey, he's in trouble. So they came back down there and pulled me back. They just pulled me back a couple of feet, and I was back on solid ground, you know, but I stepped in that little hole. But anyway, we all said, you know, it's about time to go home. So we canceled that swimming party. Went home, but I said, Lord have mercy. And I like water, but I like fishing, not swimming.
We used to go swimming down Merrimack Lake.
Uh-huh.
There used to be a little pond over on the other side of the dam. I don't think it's there anymore.
It's still.
It seems like they had 3 lakes.
They were.
There
Three.
are-
The
is
little
there
one and
three?
the other
Yes.
one.
But
One of
anyway,
them was Atkinson Pond behind there.
but we swam in the little pond.
That's where C.H. Cleveland drowned at. That's where C.H. Cleveland drowned at, look.
Yeah,
Oh, was it?
yeah, that's when he drowned.
C.H., I don't remember.
That's the Cleveland.
The railroad man?
Yeah,
He had one on, didn't he?
yeah.
I didn't know him. I didn't know that. But Mr. Hutchison drowned out at Hutchison's pond. I
Yeah.
remember that.
Well, you
He
were
couldn't
wise
swim
then
either.
to,
Yeah.
just to decide on fishing was
Yeah.
a better sport.
That's when Hut and I really figured out that fishing was the best thing. And so he and I had many good days out at Hudson Pond fishing and everything. We would camp out there, you know, and have a good time doing that.
How old were
Boy
you
Scouts
doing
club.
that? How old were you?
10, 11, 12.
Camping out by yourself, just
Yeah.
out there on your own and everything.
Oh, we could go anywhere. We could ride our bicycle anywhere in town because everybody knew us,
Right.
you know, and if an adult told us to do it, we did it.
Yep.
We didn't say, you're my mama. That's what they say now, you know, so it was everything, it was safe to do anything.
So did
Now,
you,
what about the frog gigging? You remember that?
Oh, yeah. We'd go frog gigging. I especially go with Geo Morgan a good bit up at his house.
What is frogging?
Frog
gigging.
gigging.
We was gigging little bullfrogs. But we'd go gigging with these bullfrogs, and they were, you know, about that size. They were not big bullfrogs. But anyway, we'd gig 3 or 4 bullfrogs and bring them back to the house, clean them, and Miss Edith would save them for us till we got 3 or 4 more, and we'd get those, and then she'd fry them up for us and cook some biscuits and make some gravy. And we would have a nice little meeting. Yeah.
Do you remember specifically the time we went frog gigging at Hutchison's Pond, then we went back to my house?
I'd forgotten about that one.
And the frog got away, and you were hopping, chasing it. And you hopped in my mother and daddy's, they went to bed. It was so funny,
Yeah.
Now, did you have to have a special tool, or did you make
We
your own?
just had a
Is it
pole with a little barb gig on it, about 3 little barbs there, you know, and gig them, you know. Now, I tell you what, when I lived out in Ellis Mill, I was born there, and I lived there till I was 6. And we lived just across the water, road from the pond. And me being little, they put me to bed, and I'd hear all these bullfrogs making that huge noise, and it just, you know, they were frightening to me. Because I knew if that big a noise, it had to be something big. And so anyway, Dad was out in the field plowing a little ways from the house, and Mama carried him some water out there. And I went along with her, and Daddy had plowed up a little toad frog, you know, and she reached down and picked it up and said, "Son, here's a frog." Well, when I heard frog, I grabbed. What I grabbed was a mule's leg. Mama said that scared the fire out of her, that the mule would have kicked me till he kingdom come, you know. But anyway, that it didn't happen. So, but Mama said never again did she do anything to scare me like that.
Yes,
You
please.
brought up Elder's Mill. Didn't your father have something to do with building that?
No, he didn't build it.
You didn't build it?
He ran the mill
Okay.
from 1933 to 1939. So we were living at the mill, and so we had all the flour and the meal we needed, and we, you know, talking about during the, you know, the depression, we didn't realize there was a depression. So that was one of my things.
Didn't you work at the mill and then move into Senoia and start working at Holberg's or did something?
Dad worked at the mill there, you know, and when we left Elder's Mill and came to Senoia, I was 7 when I got here. He worked at Holberg's for a few months till they opened up Southern Mills. And so Dad worked at Southern Mills from 1940 until 60s or 70s when he retired.
We have a map in the back room of the library of Senoia in 1898. And on that map, if you're leaving from here and going down Pilot Street today, you cross the railroad tracks on Pilot Street. From that point on, the street is named on the 1898 map is Elder's Mill Road, Elder's Mill Road. Was it, what was it called when y'all were growing up here?
Elder's Mill.
I don't
The Elder Mill Road, you know, the Elder Mill Road comes from 16 around over there right by your house now, you know.
Yeah.
But I thought it was Elder Mill Road from Senoia out there, straight out there, you know, but now it's Rockaway Road or whatever, or Rockhouse.
When
I
I
don't
was
know.
growing up, I didn't know they had a name. I don't remember.
Well, I don't know whether Bud Hunter had anything to do with naming all those roads. He named a lot of them for families and everything, you know, so I really don't know how that
Yeah.
came about.
Okay.
So you mentioned that you can hardly tell this town now, it's changed so much and everything, but how do you remember it, any of you, just what is your fondest memory of, say, being downtown as a kid? Where would you head for? Where would you go?
They used to have metal poles, you know, they had that, and the metal poles.
I had a tin roof over the sidewalk, and that pole going up.
We used to go down and ring around those poles. I mean, you know, catch them and go around.
Spin around.
Yeah, spin around those poles. That was a lot of fun to me.
Not in the summertime so much. Wouldn't they be hot?
After the winter, they'd be cold, I guess. But I remember.
Were there still wells on the street that
No,
were
but now-
covered up?
There was one uptown years ago, Main Street there. Tell me about Christmas in Senoia years ago.
And that was a biggie, that was a biggie.
Tell me about Christmas.
They stores would have coupons that they would give, so you buy your groceries and get all these coupons and save them. And they would put one half in the big, you know, drawing at Christmas Eve or something, you know, and all the stores did that. And so folks would have big pieces of cardboard with all these numbers on them. And they'd have the drawing, and be various and sundry prizes, 50 pounds of flour, 10 pounds of lard. Well, Crook probably knows more about that than I do, but anyway, the town would be slapped full of folks. And the mules and wagons and buggies would be parked on the back street, and the cars in the other street, you know, on the main street there. But it was big time.
Where was the drawing held?
It was just out there in the middle of the street, you know, and all the stores had put their tickets in there, you know, and so it was huge. Just hundreds. And
Do you remember ever winning anything? Do you remember your?
No. Never anything like that. But it was a lot of fun. But anyway, one thing that, you know, I remember to this day almost, is whatever, is Mr. George was trying to get some guy arrested and put him in jail, and he didn't want to go. Mr. George was fighting him with his billy and everything down there in front of the drugstore, and all the crowd was running and moving back and forth, and I was looking and peeping at it, you know. Well, anyway, I got scared, and I went flying back home down to where what's her name?
Hutchinson Arnold.
Jane Hutchinson Arnold lived, and nobody was there, they was all still uptown. Oh, Lord. So I went flying back uptown, you know, to try to find Mom and Dad, and I did. But anyway, this was somewhere around 7, 8, 9, you know. But it was a scary sight for me to see Mr. George trying to get that guy subdued enough to put him in jail. Yeah.
But I think he finally did.
Oh, he did. He
Where
did.
was the jail?
The
It's called
jail
Crook.
was, what is that?
Where City Hall used to be,
Was
the
in the
jail
back
was right behind
of
it.
City Hall.
It was called Creeping Jesus. Because he
Creeping
didn't walk
George.
everywhere and pull him.
Creeping George.
Pull him, you know what I mean?
Creeping George.
Well, Creeping Jesus, George, they call him different things too. But anyway, the jail was in the back of the City Hall, in the back of it, 3 little jails back there, and, years ago. But Mr. George, he had it by himself. Along came Carl Drake and, Mr. Bo Scupper came along, Mr. Bo Scupper. You remember him? The old man had a little council.
Carl Drake was the night watchman.
Well, yeah,
Oh,
Bo
no,
Scupper.
Mr.
And
Johnson.
Carl
Mr.
Drake came
Johnson
along, he was
Carl
like,
Drake was night watchman too.
on the back of each store, you had a little box with a key in it. And Carl Drake had his clock. He hung on it, go around, take the key out of the box, put it in the clock, turn it, so to know what time of night he came by, you're back over your
We
store.
have that.
So,
We have that, so you can see that.
Good
So
clock.
that's pretty neat.
yeah, so anyway, that was a long time ago. But anyway, Mr. J. Adcock came along, and I remember wrecking the only police car, only car they had was a second-hand Ford then, going towards Hudson, but past, back in that pond, Mary Mac Pond, going up that hill, they're sitting beside the road one day, he'd give out on him. There's been some lustrous characters in Senoia. I brought a guy in one time named Ledbetter.
Oh, me.
Y'all know him, this thing. Well, I brought Ledbetter over here in Griffin, Georgia, to police a dance at the gymnasium, which was by the old high school there. American Legion, I was another American Legion. And he was going to police that dance to keep the wrong ones out. And I had this idea behind my head, I don't know nobody had there with overalls on. He was keeping everybody out that wanted to, you know, to dress properly. But I got in a mess about that. But anyway, later on, the opening came a police chief over here, and Jim Ledbetter came and took the job as police chief here. And he came from down in Alabama, anyway, his wife was down the same part of the country my wife came from. But one time they got in a fight uptown there, and Ledbetter broke both arms fighting up there at the time, years ago. But he was he wasn't scared of the devil, but anyway, he broke both arms fighting up that time. And there's another guy here in town that jumped out the back window of his house while he came in the yard one day. It's a long time ago.
So, were there any notable just characters that you all particularly remember?
You remember Mr. McLaughlin?
Oh, yeah. I delivered papers for Mr. McLaughlin. He lived in this second house down here,
right.
that little shotgun type house.
And
That's where Catherine was born. But anyway, y'all need to put a sign down there on that house. Catherine was born here.
Okay.
Anyway, Mr. McLaughlin lived there. And anyway, he had the papers here in town, and I had a route, you know, on my bicycle, so I didn't have to walk like Callie did. But anyway, I rode my bicycle and delivered about, 25 or 30 papers. And so that was fun.
What I was talking about Mr. McLaughlin is he carried peppermint candy in he always had on a suit coat.
Yeah.
And he had peppermint candy in his pocket. And it wasn't wrapped or anything. But he would give it to all the kids.
Yeah.
And Mary doesn't like peppermint to this day. Because I guess she got some bad peppermint.